Hello, everyone, and welcome to What a Pitch, the podcast where people pitch made-up movies brought to you by the Pandering Talk channel. I am your co-host, Dan Cutler, and joined with me, as always, is my lovely co-host. If your name is Sean Dengler, clap your hands. If your name is Sean Dengler, clap your hands. If your name is Sean Dengler and you co-host a podcast with your stupid fat friend Dan, clap your hands. It's Sean Dengler. How's it going, Sean?
Ooh, I wouldn't call you my stupid fat friend.
Well, you didn't write the
You're
song.
an awesome friend.
Thank you. I like you too. Well, Sean, we're not alone.
Yes.
We have a guest with us. He is a lifelong Iowa boy. He's been acting in the Des Moines area for 20 years, and he's the writer-director of... Is the movie out yet, or... Is it coming out?
It's coming out.
Coming out when?
We're submitting to festivals currently.
Okay, so we're good. He's the writer and director of upcoming Iowa-based film Jury of Her Peers. It's William It's William Rock. How's it going, Will?
It's great.
Yeah, thanks
Happy
for coming.
to be here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I am going to talk to you, but a little bit of self-promotion. What a Pitch has a live show.
Yes, we do.
September 16th at XBK's The Annex in Des Moines, 7 p.m. What is July episode? Oh, we'll have a special guest.
Yeah.
I'm not going to reveal him just yet. But you can get your tickets online. You can go through our Facebook page at facebook.com/PODWAP. We have an event page there. You can get your tickets $12 before the day of the show, $15 the day of the show for tickets. And yeah, it'll be our first live show. It's going to be awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. No one does. Let's find out together.
That's how it always goes for us.
Yeah. But that's enough self-promotion. Will, you have a film coming out, Jury of Her Peers. This is one of the... I think you're the second actual filmmaker to ever be on the podcast. So that's pretty cool. The first one was during pandemic era, so...
I have no idea who it was.
Yeah, I also don't think you were on that episode.
Oh, okay.
either.
That makes more sense.
So it was over Zoom, and I've kind of compartmentalized that entire part of my life as well, for obvious reasons. First, tell us about this new film that you have coming out, Jury of Her Peers.
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, so it's a murder mystery. Mm-hmm. It is adapted from a short story that was written in 1917 by a Pulitzer Prize-winning author who was from Iowa. And the short story itself was based on an actual murder that happened down by Indianola in the year 1900.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
A lot of Iowa history.
Yeah. I love that because, especially in Iowa, it feels like there is a lot of like little secret local history that can just like be brought out and showcased. Well, not showcased, but like, you know, like
Drawn upon.
Yeah, drawn upon. That's a great phrasing. So yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. No, thank you. I'm super excited about it. We got a great cast. We got a great crew. So
Nice. Can you tell us about the real life process of filmmaking, especially at your level? Like, respectfully, I would say at an indie level, right?
Yes. If there's a level below indie,
It's a camcorder in your hand.
well, it's iPhone now is even below that. Like, you know, so one day my wife asked me to go to the store and get vanilla yogurt, and I assumed that was the lowest level of yogurt possible. So I went and I bought plain yogurt, which is not vanilla.
Oh,
there is a
jeez.
level of yogurt below vanilla.
I don't think I'd know that.
So you're the vanilla yogurt of filmmaking?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Slightly above.
So tell us about that process.
Yeah. So I did acting a lot in college, and then, you know, after college, and then, you know, once I had kids, couldn't do rehearsals every night of the week, so got into writing, and so I'd been doing screenwriting for years. The script I wrote prior to this one, I got it placed in some festivals. I was finally at a point where I was like, okay, I'm not a horrible screenwriter. I can write a script that doesn't suck. And did some back and forth with some producers, LA, Chicago, and it was one of those things where you email back and forth for a couple times, a few emails, and then it just all fizzles out. And I really want to make a movie. So we found a concept, this short story it's limited cast, it's limited location, it's a period piece. It's a murder mystery, so you have a genre element to it that will draw people in, but you can do it on a budget. And then I've done the 48-hour film festival in Des Moines, and so I reached out to some of the folks that I knew that have done that for years, and I said, okay, here's the deal. I know that you can make a film really fast and really cheap, but still have it be good. Are you interested in doing a feature? And yes, so we just did it.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Nice. And so, like, what festivals are you, like, looking at? Like,
yeah, no, that's a great question. You know, I mean, a lot of folks would want to go straight for the top, and there is some of that too, like Tribeca or Toronto or Sundance. And we'll probably try and do some of those, but our main focus is going to be, just for budget purposes, the smaller regional festivals. So Chicago, which is a really great festival, St. Louis, Denver, Indianapolis has a good one, but then, you know, we'll do there's some very specific crime, horror, thriller specific
like
genre festivals.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
we'll do some of those. There's an LA crime and horror festival specific that we'll do. So that'll be kind of our big market kind of a push.
sure. That's actually, like, super interesting because lately I've been thinking about, like, the film industry, like, the market is kind of feeling like this bubble where it became very, very homogenized. And part of that is because of Marvel. Part of that is because of economics. And it's kind of been happening since, like, the 50s and 60s, how, like, LA became Hollywood, right? You know, and how it, you know, became Tinseltown. And they're not lost, but there is a lack of, I feel, of, like, the true, like, underground of, like, indie filmmaking anymore. And part of that does feel like because, like, Marvel is like, oh, this indie director had a good
one big movie,
so let's bring him in.
Yeah.
Like how Greta Gerwig kind of got scooped up for Barbie. And now I like the movie Barbie.
Oh, yeah.
And it's great to see, like, what an indie filmmaker does with, like, a big movie with a big budget, like Ryan Coogler did with Black Panther, or Greta Gerwig, as I just mentioned. But, like, there's nothing, like, it doesn't feel like there's anything, like, really coming out from beneath that level. You know what I mean? It's either, like, big Hollywood movies or, like the Sundance, the Toronto Film Festival, like those in that level of indies. And there's, like, doesn't feel like there's anything coming out, like, beneath that either.
Yeah, and all of that, just for economic reasons, all of that goes straight to streaming.
Yeah.
You'll have a few, I mean, and what we will do is we'll go to festivals. We will, hopefully, we'll get a distributor at some point. You know, depending, I don't know what scale a distributor. We should get a pretty good one. Like we've got a marketable film, so we should get a pretty good distributor. And that'll be the point where once we have a distributor that we're working with, that we can say, okay, well, what are we going to do for theatrical release? And I'm perfectly happy to go to, you know, the Varsity or Des Moines film scene in Iowa City. You know, Omaha has a really good indie art house theater, and I'm perfectly happy to do a road show and do, you know, the director Q&A afterwards and just talk. Maybe that's, you know, the theater actor in me having an audience to interact with. I want that, but you know, but a lot of filmmakers, especially if they're, you know, it's more of an, you know, an introverted kind of a thing, and you know, it's like, oh, I can make my film and I can put it up on streaming and make money and never actually have to talk to people.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of it at the like you said, the really, really indie, like low budget, even micro budget level, is it's just, you know, just for economic reasons, that stuff's just going straight to streaming.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really great insight into that. That, I mean, I just wouldn't have thought of. Yeah. It kind of reminds me, Matt Damon was on a Hot Ones. Hot Ones. I feel I'm like a boomer.
How many people do it more than once?
That's a fair point. But he was on a Hot Ones, and he got asked about like it feels like films, like certain kinds of films aren't getting made anymore, like that they were back in like 2005. And he goes on this, he's like, well, there's no DVD sales anymore. And he's like, you would put out a movie and it would make some at the box office, but then 6 months later it would come out on DVDs and you would get this new influx of revenue for this film. And so it was easier to finance those films and to convince people to finance those films. And he's like, and because of streaming, you just don't have that anymore. So a certain kind of film doesn't even come out, and it doesn't get made anymore because of that economic reason.
Yeah.
So just great insight. I mean, I'll ask you again at the end of the episode, but my next question is, will you cast Sean and I in your next movie? But we can talk about that later. We can talk about that off the pod.
Absolutely. The next one's probably going to be a horror movie, so it's How Do You Want to Die, I guess, is really the more important.
I mean, how don't I want to die?
I mean, that'd be pretty. I'm not a fan of horror films, but if I get killed, like, fine, I guess.
I think Sean would actually be really good as a scream queen. He's got the hair, he's got the look.
That's true. I could pull that off.
Do you have the scream, though?
I don't think
Give
I
us
do.
Lean back from the microphone and give us a scream.
Nailed it.
Loved it.
Okay.
You're in.
One take
One
dangler.
I'm one take dangler.
That's what
I
Jack
do.
Warner used to call you.
That's why I do improv. I just one take, and that's all I need.
All right, well, I think that's enough chit-chat. I think it's time to get into the elevator and pitch us a movie.
Bing bong. Hello? Mr. Moneybags, what are you doing on my elevator?
Hi, yes, William Rock. I'm here to pitch you a movie.
All right, well, let's get to it. I only got so many floors, and then I gotta get off.
Awesome. All right, so this movie is called Sushi for a Music Restaurant.
Okay,
And
I like sushi.
It has Awkwafina as an overworked music executive, and Timothee Chalamet as the cook at the all-night sushi restaurant
All right.
that she stops at when she clocks off of work at midnight, and sparks ensue. It's a, bittersweet rom-com.
All right. Wow, this is the quickest pitch I've ever had. Thank you. And now I'm gonna get off. Bye-bye.
So, is this a play off of Music at a Sushi Restaurant by Harry Styles?
Absolutely.
So, okay, Sushi at a music restaurant. Aquafina, I mean, you already have actors signed
know, this is
onto it,
amazing.
too.
Well,
This
I
is
mean,
the-
it's just Timothee Chalamet and Awkwafina are in everything, so I just felt like it was obligatory.
And yet, never in anything with each other.
It's a huge gap. It's a huge.
It
You're
is
missing something.
We've never seen them in the same room.
I can only compare this casting to Schwarzenegger and DeVito in Twins. So,
And this will be at least that good.
all right. So I'm sorry, I spaced out for a second. Did you say Timothee Chalamet is a sushi chef?
Yes.
Oh God, yes. Hell yeah. One of those obnoxious like white people that pronounces it karaoke.
I just envision, I don't know if you guys watch the NBA playoffs at all, but like his outfit that he was wearing, like watching the Knicks, I believe he had like glasses on, like sunglasses, I should say,
really?
indoors, hat back, like just like a jumper, a bomber like coat on type of thing. I don't know. We don't have to go that. But that's what I envision right now as him as a sushi chef.
I haven't
He's
seen
looking
it,
it up.
so I'm gonna look it up. Timothee Chalamet. Ooh, I spelled it wrong. I spelled it with a Y. NBA.
Yeah.
Let's just say NBA outfit.
We can get
Is
that.
it? It's not this, is it?
Actually, I think so. Yes, the one on the right.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm kind of envisioning.
That's goofy.
But that's how I imagine him as.
That's
a
what
sushi
happens when
chef.
you give. That's what happens when you give a teenager millions of dollars.
Well, he's like, the cool thing about him. Sorry, I don't want to go on a Chalamet thing, but he's like a legit sports fan. He's not like one of those celebrities that just show up like when it's a big thing. Like he grew up a Knicks fan, and like he's like a
so
legit.
he's the new Spike Lee.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like a legit like Knicks fan,
Like
too.
or like Jack Nicholson
Yes.
with the Lakers.
Yeah.
Are you like 180 on Tim Chalamet? Because you used to not like him.
Now that he's a sports fan, so I have respect for people that are because they seem more like a real person to me.
Okay, so this is becoming like a running bit for you. Have you seen his SNL? Like when he hosted SNL?
Probably, yes.
I think you'd like them. I think you should go back and watch
Has
those.
he hosted multiple times, or is it
I
only
think he's
the one
hosted
time?
a couple times. Yeah.
I know I've seen it. I can't remember like off the top of my head, but no, he does some rapper bit.
Yeah,
I remember
with,
that one's pretty
Pete
good.
Davidson,
yeah,
yeah.
I've seen that.
You never loved me, Mom. All right, that's enough. Let's get back to the movie.
Sorry, we're digressing too far.
All right, so let's start at the beginning of this movie. So I'm guessing we probably start with Awkwafina.
Yeah.
And we see her in her position of authority at this music production company. What kind of music producer do you see Awkwafina playing? Because there's kind of some archetypes throughout real life of what kind of producer she could be. Is she kind of this like... Is she like this visionary, or is she more like businessy and is like more like shark, like a shark?
She's got the Tom Cruise Tropic Thunder manager vibe going on.
Yeah.
That's a good question. So I pictured it as kind of the like millennial imposter syndrome kind of thing, where we talked about earlier, like the indie directors who like come up with one big movie and then Marvel poaches them. And I think it's a thing where like, you know, earlier in her career, she had this one big artist. She, found this nobody artist, and they went big, and now now because of that, she rode that into this, higher position, and like she's, actually good at the job, but is also feeling like she's got, why is she even in this room?
So kind of like chasing the dragon a bit too, of trying to like hit gold again.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. That's a really fresh take, I feel like, for that kind of character as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so we see her put in this position. She's probably like, is she like new to this position, or has she been in it for a while and she's still trying to like find that?
I think to really heighten the drama, you would want her to have been in the position for long enough that she feels like the clock is ticking.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
She's starting to run out of that goodwill. She's really not like super desperate, but she's starting to really feel like she needs to get the next.
Does she
one.
have like, I don't know, the board or whoever, her boss, like kind of breathing down her neck on this type of thing?
I think we need that asshole boss.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
one
who's
of
just
the-
like crazy rich.
Yeah.
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 Okay, I like that. I also see like she's like working on a project now that's like almost at the end, and like we're about to drop this album. There's like been a lot of marketing and all this stuff, and she's just like worried if like maybe deep down she's like, it sucks, it's a bad album.
Yeah.
Like it sucks, but like we've put a lot of like time and effort and money into this, and like it needs to succeed. And so she's probably having like a lot of meetings, both with this artist, with her boss, but also probably just like meetings of like, trying to like get the song played on like all the radio stations and stuff like that, and meeting with like I don't know, sound engineers who are like, we're unionizing. She's like, no, you're not. And it's just totally like maybe the water isn't over her head, but it's like at her chin.
Yeah.
Kind of situation.
The water's rising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think this is actually a pretty good setup. She maybe has a meeting at the sushi restaurant.
Okay.
Because I'm guessing that's how they run into each other, is like at at his place of work, or
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, at the sushi restaurant. Yeah. So that would be an interesting kind of, that would be a good, maybe a good take on the meet cute, where they're actually both at work.
yeah.
So to speak.
Oh, so
Because I think that's always the problem with rom-coms, right? Because there has to be sparks when they first meet, but you have to go through that period where they hate each other.
okay.
And I think a lot of rom-coms really force that, because they have to have that in there, because they have to break up at that 3/4 point so they can get back together again at the end. And so I think that's the trick with rom-coms, is finding a believable way for them to fall out in the middle of the film. So I think if you had that dichotomy between their work selves and their personal selves, maybe they get along on a personal level, but on a work level, like she's ashamed to be seen with him.
I actually like that. So what if like she shows up early to the meeting and he's like setting up like it's like I don't know. I don't even know if there's this kind of sushi restaurant, but it's like they have like a personal table and they have a personal chef for that table. Like for that reservation.
Yeah.
And so he's the chef for that table. And so they start talking and they're vibing and it's cute. But then the meeting starts happening and she kind of like switches into
Flips
this
the switch.
Yeah, to this professional person who's a little more mean.
Right.
And I think it could be funny because I think there could be moments where the meeting is happening and that's why I got a lid on that water bottle.
That is smart.
Where the meeting is happening and she's like conducting the meeting, but also maybe still trying to flirt with him at the same time. And so he's kind of like getting like different flags and different like
Mixed messages.
Yeah, mixed messages. And so he'll like literally like say something cute and she'll be like, haha, stop that. And he's like, what? What did I do? But I think it probably goes well enough that like she asks him for his number. I feel like she would take the initiative.
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, the main character has to be driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she asks for his number, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." I guess like we should talk about like how do you see Timothee Chalamet's character in this movie?
So, I mean, I picture him thematically. If we're going with with her character as, she's kind of plateaued a little bit. Mm-hmm. You want like she's been on the rise and now she's kind of plateaued and she's afraid of falling off. And I feel like his character would need to be the mirror of that, to where like he used to be, a top chef at a fancy restaurant and he completely crashed out and now he's trying to work his way back up. That's how I see it.
Okay,
I like it.
I do. I like it too. Yeah. I've never worked in a restaurant.
Oh no.
I personally I haven't either. My wife did. She worked at Famous Dave's in college, but I only know from her knowledge on that.
Is she the Famous Dave?
I wish. I wish.
You'd be doing this podcast professionally.
Yeah. Exactly.
All of our ads are
Famous Dave's. Come get some barbecue.
Coming to you live from the back room at Famous Dave's.
Yeah.
Our podcast hosted at the bar at Famous Dave's.
Exactly.
Do you have any like specific ideas about like Timothee Chalamet's character? Let's give these characters names.
Yeah.
Awkwafina, Sonia.
Okay.
Let's just go with first name first. Sonia.
Yeah.
And then we could have a running bit where people keep calling her Sony. Like Sony Records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good.
And then Timothee Chalamet's character will be Carson.
Carson.
Carson?
Okay.
Sonia and Carson. Carsonia. That's their couple name. Carson. I did not do that on purpose. That just happened. So, do you have any like specific ideas about Carson, like what his previous height was and how he's trying to work his way back up now? Or
No,
cool.
not yet.
All right.
I
Question
hope to
answered.
acquire that in this podcast.
But so she asks him out on a date, and she asks for his number and then calls him, and actually. Does Sonia have like a friend who she's like, I asked for this guy's number, I don't know, like how soon should I call him? Like
yes.
that feels like a typical
You
rom-com.
gotta have the crazy work friend.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
crazy best friend.
Yeah.
For sure.
Who's like an assistant who is also a friend, or like just a coworker. It's just a coworker who's a friend. And then she's like, fine, I'll call him, and calls him and asks him out. What's their first date?
Man, where do people go on first dates in LA? I have no idea. Maybe they go to like what if they went to like a comedy club?
That's not that.
Do you get a lot of first dates at comedy clubs?
There have been, yes.
Yeah.
That is not. Sometimes they've gone to open mics on a first date. I'm like, that's a horrible idea. I would never do that.
No, it's not going to be that bad.
But
It'll
no,
be a
that
ticket
is
in a bag.
definitely a comedy. That's not, no, that's part of the course. I feel like that's believable.
I was actually wondering if it's like, oh, hey, like, there's this party I'm going to on Friday night. Do you want to go? Or like, whatever. And he's like, sure. And it ends up being like, it's Katy Perry's new album release party, kind of thing where it's like at a club and it's like a really nice party. And he kind of just shows up and he's like, whoa, like, what is this world I'm in now? Yeah. And we meet Katy Perry,
I think we're gonna need someone a little more relevant than Katy Perry these days.
She just put out a new album earlier this year.
All
I don't
right.
know what you're talking about.
Fine.
I haven't listened to it.
She's
but
an astronaut for crying out
Yeah,
loud.
I guess. I'm sorry. Sorry for the Katy Perry
Oh,
slander.
I'm sorry. Elon Musk dropped an album, and so it's the Elon Musk release party.
No.
Is that relevant
I was
enough for
thinking
you?
Sabrina Carpenter.
Actually, I do think she has a really great sense of humor. Like
Yeah.
on her good songs, like she's like actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
So I think she'd actually love to be in a rom-com.
See?
All right, Sabrina Carpenter, you convinced me. Sean.
Boom.
So Sabrina, like, what do you think about like a Sabrina Carpenter album release party kind of thing? And
That could be fun.
yeah, and she like knows like Sabrina.
She knows everybody.
Oh, Sab, Sony.
Nailed it.
She was a Disney Channel kid, right?
I think
she's
so.
acted.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
she's
She
got
did a lot
that.
of voice. She did a lot of voice work.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Milo Murphy, the Weird Al Yankovic show. I don't know if you ever watched that one. My kids watch that cartoon, so yes.
Okay.
Awesome. So it's this party, and it's probably more of this like like when they're like personally, Sonia and Carson, when they're personally talking, it's great. But then the second she like has to be a professional, like when she talks to Sabrina Carpenter or Sabrina Carpenter's manager, whatever, and like gets in like, oh, they have a dispute like about something, and she turns into this person that he probably doesn't hate, but he's like, oh, like I don't really enjoy this side of you. And does he maybe like call her out on this? Not call her out, but he's like asks about it, and he's like, what is this?
Yeah.
And this is probably exposition, but this is when they start talking about themselves, and it's like, oh, well, like I did this, and I found this, this artist back when I was not this big hit producer, and they blew up, and which isn't dissimilar to Awkwafina's actual career either. So that's because that's what she wrote some rap song about her pussy or something like that, and it went viral. And she actually got fired from her manager was like, love this song, you're fired. At whatever job she was working. But then she just like went into her rap career, which turned into comedy, which turned into acting. So it's actually funny that she's like playing someone who is like managing this kind of person that she actually is in real life. Mm-hmm. But then she starts talking about like, yeah, I found this big hit producer, and I got brought on by Sony Music. she works for Sony.
Yeah. Wow.
It's just all right there. She works for Sony. Everyone calls her Sony. She hates it. And she's talking about this project that she's working on. That's 50 Cent. She's working on this project. 50 Cent's new album.
Poor 50 Cent. Just getting dragged through the mud on this.
She's working on 50 Cent's new album. It's coming out. It's almost done. It's this big thing that they've been working on, and blah blah blah. And so he's just kind of like learning more about her. So yeah, I think that like that's a pretty good first date. Like you like ask questions about each other's past and like who you are and stuff like that. I'm wondering how we kind of get the flip side of that. How we get Carson to talk about his like history and like who he is as a person.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think for him, it's going to be, seeing her not being able to separate work and, work life and personal life is going back to his personal history where, he was at a high-end restaurant working 18 hours a day. And he's like, I've seen, I did what you're doing and I've seen where it leads. And I think that would be a way for that to come out organically.
So it's kind of like relating, like, oh, this sounds familiar. Yeah, I do like that. And it also feels like natural. There's a thing, I've heard it multiple times, but I know it from Trey and Matt from South Park, where they talk about film writing or like writing, and they talk about it's not this and then this, it's this and because of that, this then happened. Like the events in a movie or a show happen reactively.
Yeah, there's a sci-fi fantasy author, Brandon Sanderson, who he teaches creative writing at BYU, and he actually posted, in one semester that he taught, he posted all of his lectures on YouTube, and I think they're still out there.
Oh, wow.
And super, for any kind of writing, super useful, but he has a lecture where he talks about this, and he says everything that happens, everything that, every transition from one thing to the next, it's either going to be, the question is, does the hero solve the problem? And there's always going to be two answers to that. It's either going to be yes, but, or no, and so I think that's kind of similar to what you're talking about, where it's like everything needs to be a reaction to the thing that happened before.
Yeah. And I do think this moment is good because I don't see this moment being so much like comedy. This is like the romance part of it, where it is like this tender moment where they are like revealing themselves to each other.
Yeah, there's some vulnerability.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know about you. My favorite rom-com ever is When Harry Met Sally. And while being an incredibly funny movie, mostly because of Billy Crystal, because he's one of the funniest person to ever exist, in my opinion, a lot of that movie is tenderness and vulnerability. And it's like, and that's why that movie has such impact, is because of how much they let each other in. And then when shit hits the fan at moments in that movie, that's why it matters, is because they matter so much to each other as people. So a rom-com, while needing moments of comedy and levity, do need these moments of tenderness, of openness, because that essentially creates the stakes for a rom-com. And this kind of, I feel like this leads to like the buildup of their relationship. Like they're going on dates, they're having fun, they're, learning new experiences, teaching each other new experiences. Maybe Carson doesn't know how to ride a bike.
Of course he does, huh?
Well, I mean, in LA, why would you?
Yeah.
You're either walking or in gridlock, and there's no other
No other option.
So she has to teach him how to ride a bike or something like that. What kind of moments do you want them like experiencing together? Kind of like the honeymoon phase of a relationship, kind of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can tie it back to food. Food is romantic in general. Right?
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot of dates happen at restaurants. So we can tie it back to that. Or we can tie it back to music, and because then that. Or, I mean, it would be interesting because a lot of folks that work in restaurants, like the last thing they do when they get home, the last thing they want to do is make their own food, and they just end up like, eating Chipotle or whatever. Maybe she's sick of hearing music all day. I mean, maybe they want to do something completely different.
I do like that. Sean, do you have any ideas about?
I think classic going to a restaurant. I like that idea. But
Yeah, maybe he's like, I got a buddy who works at this place, and so he's like showing her a bunch of restaurants that she's never been to, kind of thing. And
That's a good way to do it. So then that gives him, that's something they could be hiding from her. Like he's actually, broke as shit, right? Mm-hmm. And so he's taking her out to these fancy restaurants only because he knows people there, and they'll like sneak him in and like cut him a deal.
Yeah.
Where normally he'd never be able to take her out to a nice restaurant, but because he knows people there, but she doesn't know. Yeah. Like she knows, all she knows is he's taking her to nice restaurants.
Mm-hmm. Or like it's like, oh, this was food that was sent back untouched. You can have it for like $10, kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. What like parks are in LA? So you used to live in LA, right?
No.
You visited.
I visited.
Okay.
I used to live out in New York City.
Yes.
Well, technically by live, I worked in New York City. I lived in New Jersey, but I spent a lot of time. I was working in New York.
Okay. But you've been to LA.
Yes.
Okay.
Griffith Park.
And you used to live in LA, right?
I lived in LA for like a few months. How long was I out there? Maybe 6 months.
Okay. So like I've never been to LA. Mm-hmm. What like are there any parks? Are there any like public place like so a recent discussion online is there's a lack of third places. Yep. You have your work, you have your home, but like third places are dying, like bars, libraries, churches. Like what kind of third places are in LA?
I mean, like, you mentioned Griffith Park.
That's the one off the top.
Guggenheim Museum.
They can go to the Goog.
The Goog.
You gotta like drive out usually to a lot of the.
Yeah, I mean, there's
park.
like Rodeo Drive, the famous shopping district where you run into celebrities in every corner.
I did not when we went there. I did not see any celebrities. It was a nice area though. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Could they do a really stupid cliche thing of they have like a picnic while sitting on like one of the L's of the Hollywood sign? They just like have sandwiches or something like that.
Yeah.
That feels cinematic. A little like
it does.
Yeah. So okay. So that's kind of the buildup of their relationship. And it's probably at this point where we need to start having like a crack in the relationship. And something that I think actually would be interesting is if Awkwafina is like, hey, like, I kind of not supposed to do this, but I have 50 Cent's new album. Do you want to listen to it?
Okay. All right.
Oh, man.
Okay.
And she plays it for him. And he's like, wow, this sucks. And I like that because earlier we talked about how Sonia is like working on this big project, but deep down doesn't like it.
Yeah.
I think she's not willing to admit it to herself she doesn't like it.
Well, she can't, right?
Yeah.
It's her whole future depends on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so him just kind of coming out and saying like, this sucks. One, kind of upsets her because she's put a lot of time and effort and money into it. And two, she's not willing to agree with him, even though deep down she does agree with him. And so this kind of, I don't think it's like a big fight, but it's like okay. And it's like something that you kind of carry around in a relationship for a bit, like a little grudge that grows.
Yeah.
But I think there should also be something else. Could there maybe be like, I want like something to like an ex to re-enter Carson's life or something. And I'm actually trying to think of it like, because you want him trying to like come back up to like a 5-star restaurant or something like that. Can it be like an ex / someone he worked with at this prior big restaurant who is like, hey, here's an opening.
Yeah.
Like apply for it kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so it's not only, and like he can't say no to that because he's trying to get back to this position in his life. But it is an ex.
Right.
So
now he's going to be spending more time with that person.
Yeah.
With his girlfriend.
And so, and maybe it's like, is there something about like she's like, oh, like I can help you like learn the menu, this X, like the menu at this restaurant to kind of, so like now they're like hands-on working together, and so Sonia calls him and is like, hey, like, do you want to go to this thing? Do you want to go to the Goog?
You want to go to the Goog? Let's go to the Goog.
As Los Angelans call it, right?
Yeah, the Goog.
We'll take the 405 to the Goog.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. And he's like, oh, sorry, I can't, like, Charity is coming. Charity's coming over to help me like work on the menu, so that I can, you know, nail this interview kind of thing. And so Sonia feels like blown off.
Yeah.
And how do these kind of like cracks manifest in Sonia's life outside of her relationship? Because I think it's like we have to see like the effect of this happening to her in ways outside of Carson. I feel like he's probably like shown up before for like a line or two, but I feel like she maybe has like a meeting with 50 Cent.
Gotcha. Okay.
Poor 50.
Oh, sorry, Fitty, not
50.
So she has a meeting with 50 Cent, and like, basically, how does she react? Is she just like immediately like confrontational, or does he maybe say something about like, you know what, I want to remaster the whole thing. I need an orchestra behind it, and it's
just an outrageous demand.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't have anything like specific like coming to mind.
Yeah. I mean, you could do the thing that that they'll do sometimes where she starts saying like her frustrations with 50 Cent are similar to her frustrations with Carson, where like she's been trying to give 50 Cent this advice the whole time and he's been blowing her off. Right? It's like, no, you should not make the album this way. And he's been blowing her off. And so you have this scene where he's acting in a way that reminds her of what just happened with Carson. And so she starts saying to 50 Cent all the things that she actually wanted to say to Carson. Like, she's not even actually talking to him. She's actually talking to Carson, even though Carson's not in the room. So you could do that.
What if throughout the movie, and these can be like the little moments with Fitty, where early reviews are like not good, and she's like trying to be like, well, maybe you should like kind of do this, and like giving him tips, like you said, and he's like, no, I got vision. And maybe at this meeting, and they've been kind of butting heads about like Fitty's like, no, like this is the way I want to do it, like this is great, and it doesn't, it sucks. And she's like, no, like Fitty, like it's bad, like we need to change things up.
Yeah.
And he comes and he like demands a meeting with her, and it's this big meeting. Like she comes in the meeting and it's like him and like 30 people like with him, and she's like
entourage.
kind of, it's like her and her friend, her coworker friend, and he comes in, he's like, I'm taking my album back to Columbia Record. And he's like gonna leave Sony for an old label.
Yeah.
And so then she has this moment where she's talking about Carson, and like ends up, and you're gonna go back to her Columbia Records. you call it a her as well, like like a boat, like how you call a ship her. Which I feel like Awkwafina could do that pretty funnily. Does she lose 50 Cent at this moment? He's like, nah,
I'm out.
I'm
Randy Jackson, apparently. That just came in. Jesus. I shouldn't tempted that.
I'll cut it out.
Yeah.
We can edit that out. Fix it in post.
No, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, so
I think so because then that that'll force her to go back to like the underground indie artists to actually finding going back to her roots.
is that what you want for her to like basically get fired from this big position, but then go back to doing it at a level that she loves, where it may not be this big hit, but it is what I love and it's what I want.
Maybe. I think that's a very millennial message, right? That it's like, oh shit, I can't have it all. Actually, I have to make choices and I have to prioritize things. There's some shit that I'm just not gonna get.
Which, as a personal ethos, is fine.
Right.
The phrase I like to say is, "There's no wrong way to live life," and so it's like, yeah, you might have to you could make compromises or you can make sacrifices, but you got to do one of those. You could compromise and like become a billionaire, but also be a shitty person, or you could make sacrifices and you could do what you love, but like you're gonna have to like, I don't know, like personally, I'm an accountant. That's how I pay the bills. But I make this podcast, I make music, and that's what I love doing. And that a very millennial message, as you said, yeah. So, but we can get to that later. So she has this horrible meeting with 50 Cent.
Dog come out.
Where he says,
He
dog him
doubled
out.
down on it. He doubled down.
He says, dog him out. And she goes, Randy Jackson? And he just walks out of the room. And maybe it's such like, she gets called into her big boss's office, she gets chewed out, and it's so bad that she like fires her friend. Which is big, bad move.
Yeah, for sure.
And I also like that because I think it gives them a bit more with the friend. Because I think there will be a moment where she like rehires her and is like, sorry, I shouldn't have done that. And they have like a big makeup scene.
Yeah.
Eventually. But so she does fire her friend. She's like down in the dumps. She lost 50. He's out. All this needs to come back to Carson though. Because all of this has been about Carson. And so how do you see that happening? Like what are you seeing where do they meet, I suppose? Is it just in one of their apartments? Is it, I don't know. Is it at the Goog? Is it at
the Goog? Is that a Lakers game?
Is it at a Lakers game?
LA Sparks game?
It is LA Sparks, yeah.
Playing the Fever. We got Caitlin Clark in the movie.
Oh my God, yeah, let's go. Oh my God, now I'm 100. Before I was 99, Caitlin Clark, I'm at 100, baby. Let's go. I actually like that. Like, do you want to do it at a Sparks game?
Why not? Yeah, absolutely.
He's still in Knicks gear though. He's like, sorry, I'm not. It's like Adam Sandler. He's like, I'm not cheering for anybody. Except, who is his team? His team's not the Knicks, is it?
I don't know for sure. I mean, grew up in northeastern part, so I don't know. It might be the Knicks.
Or is it like with when they did Gone Girl and Ben Affleck refused to wear a Yankees hat?
Yeah, it's exactly.
He ended up compromising. He wore a Mets hat, I think.
Oh, really?
Because of the Boston Red Sox. He would not wear a Yankees hat.
Remember that. So maybe it's like that where he's like, I'm not gonna dress up in I don't know, Utah Jazz. That's my compromise. Or a Sonics.
Yeah.
I'll wear Supersonics gear. How about that? But yeah, I do actually think that it is funny. It's like they're at like an LA Sparks game, courtside probably because she is like a music exec now. And they're just there with Rihanna. We couldn't afford Rihanna, actually. I know we have no budget for this hypothetical movie because it's a podcast, but I'm going to tell you right now, we cannot afford Rihanna.
Even mentioning her name is a bit pushing.
We might have to pay we might have to pay ad revenue to Rihanna just for saying her name on our podcast. But they're there with some musician. Actually, I think it'd be really funny if it was like I know we had Sabrina Carpenter, but if it was like a female singer-songwriter, like, I mean, not Taylor, but like Sarah Bareilles kind of, where it's
yeah.
like they like write breakup songs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, I mean,
Or Meghan Trainor, or
I was gonna
Meghan
say-
Trainor,
oh.
Adele.
I was gonna say Lana Del Rey because everything she does is depressing.
And yeah, whatever artist it is, they're like, well, I got my next album written.
Yeah.
Or it's like they're at the game and she's like, I mean, I've been working on like lyrics, and like as they're fighting, they're like, oh, this is good. And they're like writing it down. Like, yeah, I can make this work. And they're like, I gotta change some things around, but yeah, I won't name names, but like this is good. This is gold. This is gold. So they have this fight. And it's kind of a breakup moment. Like it's like it's a kind of a big fight about like, I don't like that your ex is back in your life. And he's like, well, I'm not, like, she's an ex for a reason. Like, she sucked. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
But she's still not comfortable with it. And he's like, well, I really want this job. Like, I need it. This is what I've been working for. And she's down, but he's coming up. And again, it's like they're at different places right now, and so they fall out from each other. I think some things need to happen before they can reconnect. And I guess the question, and a lot of it is about their work, because that's been the focus of the movie. So what happens to Carson at this point? He has the interview. I don't know does he have to cook the food? Maybe it's a really unconventional interview where it's like, you got all the chefs applying are here. And
It's like a competition.
Yeah, you reminded me of that 70s show where they try to apply to be waiters, and then Kelso, they're like doing the things around the store. I believe Jim Gaffigan might be in that episode. Sorry.
that sounds right. That
Call
sounds
that,
right.
That's like first or second season.
Yeah.
That's what I envision is, this competition.
Yeah, well, and it's like and it's like kind of like a competition. It's like hey, like, make this dish.
Yeah.
And it's like maybe like a trick question kind of thing. Kind of like Ratatouille, where it's like, make me ratatouille. And it's essentially a peasant's dish in French culinary. But like, because Remy the Rat makes it with love, it's better than any fancy dish you could make. And it's kind of like that, where it's like, make me something, I don't know, make me a grilled chicken. Make me a grilled cheese sandwich. Make me a perfect grilled cheese sandwich.
Yes.
And it's like they just, and you see all these like fancy grilled cheeses, but then like Timothee Chalamet is like, no, I can't overthink it.
Literally
and he
just
like,
Wonder Bread.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can have this like weird like French auteur moment of like, it's a close up of the lips biting into the cheese, the sandwich,
the ASMR crunch.
Yeah, the ASMR crunch. It has that perfect like golden sheen of the perfect level of cooked. The cheese is just
gooey.
Yeah,
little pull apart.
Yeah,
to it,
but won't drip or
Right.
anything. Yeah. He used I can't believe it's not butter.
like
margarine.
and the spray.
Yes, spray. Yes, the spray.
When you can spray it out of a bottle, I do believe that it is not butter, because you're literally spraying it out of a. The illusion
that's
is
fair.
gone.
Yeah,
That is
and
fair.
everyone's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "No, this man understands what it means to eat food." And so he gets hired. On the inverse, Sonia, she lost Fitty. This actually kind of goes back to, where do you want her to end up?
Yeah.
Does she lose Fitty? Does she lose her job?
Or does she get a much better rapper?
Does she get Awkwafina?
Yeah. I mean, a couple different ways you go with it. I think you got to have that moment where, she's going back to, even just house parties, like North Hollywood house parties, just trying to find, the up and coming DJs, the up and coming bands, the up and coming artists. And then, maybe she, you have that Jerry Maguire moment where you've got, get the one person, you making your own record label based around this one person, or you could have it come full circle, and you could have you know, you have this person that she finds, and then somehow 50 Cent hears, you know, this new artist, and it ends up becoming a collaboration, and she ends up getting 50 Cent back on board.
I do like that. I did have the thought of she gets fired and starts her own label. Yeah. I think with the friend too that she fired. That she fired
so
previously.
That's your when they come back together. The apology moment.
Yeah.
Symbolically her realizing that she's made mistakes and needs to start improving.
Yeah, and additionally, like we see on like the news or something, like, they're just like, you know, whatever, they're apologizing, but the TV is on and the news is playing, and it's Sony is suing 50 Cent for breach of contract. Going back to so 50 Cent just gets sued by Sony.
I don't know if there's any way to tie this in, but can she get Ja Rule because Ja Rule and 50 Cent beef with each other? Or something? Really? Yeah, there's a beef between those two.
Sure, yeah, we'll get.
And then we're calling back to another, 2000s hip hop artist.
Absolutely. So she gets Ja Rule. Maybe she finds some artist is like, I know a guy, and it's Ja Rule, and she gets Ja Rule to like, do a verse on this.
Monica.
Exactly.
Fast and Furious.
Yes, yeah.
Favorite movie.
Connoisseur
Right
of film over here.
Next one next year.
If you're happy and you know it, clap. Sean Dingler. Yeah, and so she has a fall from grace, but from the fall you see she picks herself up and she starts her own label. She reconnects with her friend. And her friend is like, whatever happened to that one guy, Johnson? Carson.
Johnny Carson?
Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson.
Johnson.
No, just Carson.
Carson Johnson.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, like he got hired at the restaurant he wanted to work at, and he's exactly where he wants to be. And she's like, you should call him. And so they have, she calls him and is like, hey, like I, like to, talk to, like let's get a coffee or at the Goog or something like that.
Gig. We're going to the gig.
It'd be funny if like that could be a bit throughout the movie. They keep talking about going to the Goog and they never actually make it.
They never end up at the Goog.
Yeah.
They just talk about it.
Yeah, that's really funny. And so they have this meeting where they meet and they talk about, oh, what's happened to you? Oh, I got hired at the restaurant, and it's great, and I'm working really hard, but it's what I want to be doing. What are you doing? Oh, I got fired. 50 Cent is getting sued because of me, and but I started my own label and all this stuff, and I think it's this moment where like Sonia finally like is honest about it. And she's like, you know what? You were right about 50 Cent. And like that album sucked. And I hated working on it. Yeah. And kind of this admission of I'd rather be doing something that I actually believe in, even if it means like it's technically
I don't get to sit in the front seat at the Lakers game anymore.
Yeah. We'll sit in the nosebleeds.
Right.
And he's like, good. I'm a Knicks fan anyway.
Yeah.
And then he's like, but also I make a lot more money now, probably. So
yeah.
So we'll like sit in like the inner bowl. And
just within range of Kelsey Plum t-shirt throwing.
Yeah.
Range. That's really where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Have you ever caught a t-shirt at a sporting event?
Yeah. So we went to an iCubs game one summer, and it was, the summer the kids aren't in school, and I took the day off of work, so we went at like 1:00, and there's like 100 people there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, more than that, but it was not sold out.
Yeah.
And so the people with the t-shirt cannon are like, I guess I'm gonna aim it over here.
Pretty good chances.
That's funny. You, Sean, have you ever caught a t-shirt?
I feel like I have. I don't remember specifically, but I feel like maybe at an Iowa Wolves game since I've been.
I was gonna say you're a sport boy. So.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I've caught one at the iCubs game, unfortunately. So
the only t-shirt I've ever caught at a sporting event was at a White Sox game. So I was like, oh, Major League Baseball. That's a pretty good
Yeah.
catch. It was an extra small.
What?
It was an extra small White Sox shirt.
That's weird because I swear every event I ever go to, it's like extra large
Yeah,
T-shirts.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what they send out. So an extra small seems
Well,
very
this
bizarre.
is the scourge of American obesity, is that there are no XLs left. It's all extra smalls.
Yeah, here's for your child.
Yeah. So
Or your dog.
I gave it
Yeah.
to, there was like a 10-year-old girl, like 2 rows in front of me.
Like,
So I was
take
like-
it.
I was like, get out of here. I hit her in
Nailed
the
her in the face.
I hit her in the back of the head, and I was like, I don't even want it. Let's do it. I'm not crying. You're crying. Then I was carried out by security. No, I didn't. I did give it to a child, but I
Nice.
There was no violence involved.
yeah.
No children were harmed in the making
And
of
much
this
less
t-shirt.
tears. So yeah, so they reconcile, and it's a good relationship. We see them kind of in their element of like, you know, him being a great waiter. What if that was his whole career arc? He's like, I want to be a waiter at a 5-star restaurant. I want to be the best busboy in LA. No, he's a chef at a 5-star restaurant. She is, you know, going to like these house parties that you mentioned, and like the underground music scene, and you know, bolstering people that way, and working with her friend. And happily ever after, you know.
yeah.
Cue 50 Cent's new song, Needle Drop.
Into club 2 or back to the club
Back to the club again.
again.
Because before I was out, dog.
Yes.
Is there anything you think we missed, or that you wanted to touch upon, or
Man, wow. I think we've got. This is a lot more than I had thought about it.
that's usually what happens on this
That's,
podcast.
I mean, that's the point, right? That's the point.
It'd be weird if we just came on and the guest just gave us the elevator.
You gave us a pitch, and you're like, oh, it's a great movie. Well,
movie time.
That's what a pitch.
Yeah.
We promised to pitch. You got to pitch.
Yeah.
Subscribe, rate, and review.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what other rom-com tropes we can invert. I think the only thing you'd be missing is if at some point somebody has to call their parents. You know, you have to have that scene where you've got them on one end of the phone and the parent on the other end of the phone. But maybe we don't. You know, maybe we've got enough material.
I don't know. I feel like Timothee Chalamet could have his like parents.
Does Timothee Chalamet also have like really douchey, dumb bro friends or something like that?
Yeah.
Like I feel like he has to have like
Yeah,
a friend
probably,
or
like-
something or friends.
Probably like that restaurant like chef environment, kind of
Yeah.
like not dissimilar to The Bear.
I was gonna say his friends are all just different versions
Of
of
Jeremy
or Richie from The Bear.
Or Richie,
yeah.
I was gonna say, is it just the cast of The Bear?
We can get Andrew Lopez.
Same
Surely.
universe.
Yeah, I like that. Sean, do you have anything that?
I was gonna say, is there a time traveling mailbox in this? You know what I'm talking about?
There is, but it has nothing to do with the plot of the movie.
Like, that thing just like weirdly does time travel.
It's
but
just
that's
like-
it. That's just throwaway line.
Yeah, it's like Timothée Chalamet's mail, but he puts a letter in and it's just gone.
Yeah.
But then he gets letters from like, I don't know, 2010.
I'm trying to remember who are the characters in that movie, and I don't even remember what the
Well, it's
title.
Keanu Reeves. It's The Lake House.
Oh, the Lake House.
Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock,
Okay.
So
which is probably why I've never seen it.
Keanu Reeves just writes him back, but in John Wick form.
Yeah,
Kill my dog.
It's John Wick talking about how he's grieving the loss of his wife, and Timothée Chalamet is like,
Huh?
I think I'm getting someone else's mail. It's weird. Sure. Okay. Well,
We don't have to have
There's
that.
your time
That was
travel.
a
it's your
joke.
time- Do you like this movie, Will? Do you like what we've come up with?
You know, honestly, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting because we're kind of trolling the rom-com formula a little bit, but I think we've got some, like I said, the moments of vulnerability and tenderness,
Yeah.
and also some funny stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean, would you watch this movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Would you watch it with Kim?
Yes, for
Would
sure.
Kim like it?
I think so. It's a rom-com. She likes comedy
Nice.
too.
We'll
so.
tell her to listen to this episode.
All right, I will.
All right. Well, that being said, I think it's time to move on to the cast list. So obviously our main characters are played by Awkwafina and Timothee Chalamet, but we have more characters to cast. 50 Cent's obviously Ja Rule. Ja Rule played by 50 Cent.
Just a little face-off situation here.
I want his face off. Sorry. But we have other characters. We have the friend. We have Timothee Chalamet's parents.
The boss.
We got the boss. You're right.
boss.
We got the boss. We got. I think it'd be really funny to cast like. Oh, never mind. Well, I'll talk about that. I know exactly what we're gonna do.
Okay.
So let's start with the friend. I feel like the friend is probably like the third build in this movie. The friend that Sonia fires and then rehires eventually. I feel like.
Is it Katherine Heigl?
I mean,
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not.
how about Taylor Tomlinson?
There you go.
I'm thinking it's going to be another female comedian.
Who's Taylor Tomlinson?
What? You don't know who Taylor Tomlinson? I know who Taylor Tomlinson.
Yeah. The
No, she'd
name
be
is
good.
familiar. It's a comedian. That's why you know
She's
it.
doing well, I don't know if it's still on, but the after midnight show they're doing now.
yes,
They
yeah,
rebooted
yeah,
on
yeah.
CBS.
Yeah. Okay.
She's great. I
do.
fully on board with that.
Well, if Sean agrees, then I can't say no.
Legally, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's in the show notes. All right, Taylor Tomlinson with Awkwafina. I like that. Now that I know who she is. Mm-hmm. What about Timothee Chalamet's parents? I feel like New York, which is why he's calling them,
Yeah.
like real New Yorker people. I'm thinking Wallace Shawn.
Oh, okay.
I do not know who that is.
Inconceivable from
Yeah.
Princess Bride.
Nah,
All right,
I'll look
okay,
him
whatever.
up.
He's also he's also Rex in Toy Story. Neither here nor there.
Well, and he's
5'2".
well. That's the thing is he could
Conceivably
inconceivable. He could totally be Timothee Chalamet's dad.
Yeah. He could conceivably conceive Timothee Chalamet.
Okay, yeah, I recognize him.
Yeah. So who would be married to Wallace Shawn? Sally Field.
Okay.
It's a weird couple.
Yeah, or Rhea Perlman.
Oh, Rhea Perlman's a good
that'd
one.
be good. I like that.
I think Rhea Perlman's
Yeah.
the better call. Wallace Shawn and Rhea Perlman. I like that. All right. Sonia's boss. Real rich, real wackadoo. I have this thing where I think like disgustingly rich people are the weirdest people on earth, and we just accept it because they're rich.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like a weirdo. Oh, have you guys seen Barry on HBO?
I've seen clips of it.
I only know Bill Hader's in that, so if it's not Bill Hader, it's gonna be a little harder for me.
So first of all, it's a really good show. It's really fun.
Yeah.
His name is Anthony Carrigan. You may have seen him in other things.
Sounds familiar.
He's just hairless,
Oh, that guy.
and he's really funny.
It looks like a creepy
What's some other things?
rich person.
I
I am not, I think, familiar with who he is, but I like it.
Okay, he hasn't been in like.
This is weird. Stephen Merchant.
Oh,
he's British.
Ooh, yeah.
It's a really good shot.
And British people are always the worst villains, you know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the worst people, but they're just. Let's go with
There are
villains.
far worse people.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say make him like do an American accent too, because I think that would just make it even weirder.
Yeah, or just call back all the way to and just have like Hugh Laurie,
Hugh Laurie, yeah.
the classic British. You don't realize he's British
Those are all.
because there's two ways you go with it. You can go. I mean, you could go with like somebody who's like just big and just like intimidating to begin with, or you could go with that kind of like the quieter like. You think somebody that you don't think is going to be, a raging asshole until they are.
I think I'm leaning towards Stephen Merchant
Okay.
personally.
I'm good with that.
Okay, Stephen Merchant. I mean, a whole slate of celebrity cameos.
Right.
You know, we talked about Sabrina Carpenter. Legitimately 50 Cent. And Ja
Get it
Rule.
right.
Caitlin Clark is going to be in the movie. Are there any other celebrities you want that you just be like, oh man, it'd be great to meet this person while we're making this film?
Who's the musician that's getting all the notes from the...
Oh, Lana Del Rey.
Lana Del Rey.
Yes.
We did it set on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I also think would be like really funny that like this really depressing artistic person is at a basketball game.
That's true. Big Sparks fan.
Yeah. Or is that good? Are we good on celebrity cameos?
I think I mean, it might depend on. I mean, it's going to be one of those things where like, oh, so and so is next door making some, and that's how John Cena ended up in Barbie. Like they just ran into him and they're like, "Hey, we're doing this scene tomorrow. You want to be in it?" And he's like, "Hell yeah!"
I think he asked only if I can be a mermaid. They're like, "Do you want to be in this scene?" He's like, "Only if I can be a mermaid."
I missed that part of the story, but that's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I was going to say The Rock. I just feel like there's a type of movie The Rock would show up for a scene
yeah.
and just do rock things.
Yeah. I mean, Will, do you like pro wrestling?
I watched a ton of pro wrestling in high school. So we would, the guy that had the biggest TV in his parents' basement. And so we would do the pay-per-view and everybody would chip in. We get like a dozen guys and we'd all pitch in a couple bucks and we'd get pizza and watch the thing on pay-per-view. We did that. That was, that's what we did for fun in high school, but I don't
Why did you say for fun in quotes? that makes it weird. Sorry, I don't mean to call you out. You're a guest here. I don't want to be rude, but now I'm scared.
No, it's like looking back and I'm like, I think I only did that because that's what all my friends were doing.
It wasn't,
that was the only
fair.
thing there was to do. So
like,
that's.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I sat around and watched my friend play Fallout 3 and like literally just watched him like just do dumb shit where and it's like, why am I doing this? Because I have nothing else to do. So yeah, we'll just watch him like fuck around with this character.
You talked about going to the person with the biggest TV, chipping a couple bucks, getting pay-per-view and pizza. I was about to call it the good old days, but then you said for fun with quotes. And now I feel like a fool.
Dan's over here like, don't threaten me with a good time.
That sounds awesome to me. Throwing a couple brews up there, baby. I forgot what it is. Yeah, I do like that.
We were trying to figure out how to get The Rock into the movie.
Oh.
We talked about
I
wrestling.
was just saying.
How's The Rock in there?
I don't a cameo. He's just like in Hollywood. They drive by in a car, and The Rock's just walking down the street.
Does he they're driving by in a car, they almost hit him, and he's like, "Fuck you," and he like picks the car up, and he's like, shaking it. And they're like,
I don't know. We don't have to have him in there. I was just trying to think of like an LA person who I would.
So like, do they do? I know at baseball games they'll have somebody like famous throw out a first pitch.
Yeah, first
do they
pitch.
have a first shot at basketball games? Like some celebrity comes out and tries to do a free throw.
They do like half court, like
They do like
charity
games,
shot.
yeah.
Like if you make the
You
shot,
could have a celebrity do that.
yeah.
And then he could be really terrible at it.
That's where I was going with it. Like you have The Rock doing the the charity shot.
fucks it up, and he's like, "No, fuck you!"
and then there's like some like they pick a kid. Like it's always a kid, right? That's trying to, and like
Yeah.
the kid ends up making it.
Yeah, kid drains
And then
it.
he's
And then
and then he's horrible.
And then he power slams the child.
I like it.
Yeah, that's good. All right. Any other characters that we missed?
We haven't casted our favorite actor though yet.
I have an idea.
Oh, you got an idea.
So there's
Okay.
a running bit in our podcast where every movie we have, we cast Jason Mantzoukas.
Yes.
And I actually
gosh.
I have a really good idea. I feel the head chef of the 5-star restaurant that Timothee Chalamet,
The guy that's like
the guy who
"This
eats
man
the grilled
understands
cheese,
food."
yes,
Yeah, that's very
The-
Mantzoukas
who
for
eats
all.
the grilled
Yes.
cheese is Jason Mantzoukas. And I don't know why, but I imagine his hair slicked down with a middle part, like hard slicked down.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so funny to me.
I like it.
Have you seen the episodes of Nailed It where he's a guest judge?
No, I
my!
really should.
Oh my gosh! He takes it way too seriously. At one point, he's like jumping on the table, like yelling at the contestant.
I love
funny.
that. That is so good. there was this show. I sent it to Sean. It's a great episode. It was a show called The Chris Gethard Show. And it was Chris Gethard had just a show, which was very like punk and comedy. It was very Chris Gethard. Very interesting, but that's probably why it was only like 12 episodes.
It was on like public access.
It was on public access too as well. But there was an episode where he had Paul
Scheer.
Yeah, Paul Scheer and Jason Mantzoukas on as guest. And the episode was titled What's in the Trash? And he just had a dumpster, and something was in the dumpster, and he had people call in and make guesses. And he'd be like, "You're close, you're getting warmer." And Paul and Jason are like, "What the fuck is in the trash?" It was so funny. It's a really good episode. Jason is just so endlessly funny.
Yeah.
And really incredible. So yeah. The head chef of the restaurant, yes. Jason Mantzoukas, eats a grilled cheese. Tight close up on his lips, eating the grilled cheese. Well, I think that's it for the cast.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's time to pitch. Nope. What am I doing? It's time to make a trailer for the. Thank you, Sean. Make a trailer for the movie. Let's go. Woo!
In a world where there's a hard-working music executive and a sushi chef, they come together.
Oh, hey, you're the chef for our meeting tonight?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna make you some delicious sushi. You ready for a hot banging California roll?
Oh, cool. Yeah, I love it. Make sure you give me extra eel sauce. I love that shit.
All right, let's do it. And so they quickly find out, even though she's going through a tough time in her job because she has to work with one of the greatest rap artists of all time.
Hey, how you doing, Fiddy? How's the album coming along?
It's going great, dog. I really enjoy it. I think it's going to be a banger. Also, I would love if you put an orchestra behind it, too.
That's really expensive. Could we just do, like, synthesizers? Like, we got really good synthesizers. We got a really great Moog in the back.
Do you know who I am, dog? I'm 50 Cent. 50 Cent.
I was about to say, did you just mispronounce your own name?
Man, Ja Rule's been all up in my head now, so I can't think straight.
Yeah, Ja Rule. More like Nah Rule. Am I right?
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, dog.
So they. And wow. So she deals with 50 Cent, but now they realize that her and Sonia, I should say, and Carson have been falling in love.
Thanks for coming with me to the Sabrina Carpenter release party.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, she's really funny, right?
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. This is a wild setup here.
It's crazy short, too. Like, she's like barely over 3'6". It's crazy. Anyway, it's just been really great to meet you. I'm sorry that I can be mean sometimes. I'm just... I got a lot of pressure on me. I found this one artist, and they just blew up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how to handle it. So and now I'm here working with 50 Cent. Doesn't even know his own name. He calls himself 50 Cent, as if we haven't all been listening to him for like the past 30 years.
Hey, I get it. I've been actually unfortunate. I've been on the down low. I shot up. I was a skyrocketing the chef, and I was doing well, and I've been trying to build back my career,
Yeah.
So I just think we can help each other out,
Yeah. I think you're a really great guy. Smooch.
And so they go along well, and they figure out that their love is going well together. But then Sonia also has her lovable assistant.
Hey, Cassie, how's it going?
Not bad. Crazy times, though. That dating life out there, it's wild.
I know. I just met this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty great. Yeah, he kind of looks like Timothee Chalamet.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm a big Dune 2 fan. Not Dune, just Dune 2.
You know what I like about Dune 2?
What?
Dune 2 chicks at the same time.
Yeah! And so the love has been found. And they go through their trials and tribulations, unfortunately.
Oh, hey, Carson. I really shouldn't be doing this, but I got a early release of 50 Cent's album.
Oh, my God.
You want to listen to it?
Yeah, let's listen to it. Wow, this sucks.
What?
This is not good.
What are you talking about?
What was the synthesizer stuff you were going
what
with?
the fuck are you saying?
I
to
would
me?
have gone with an orchestra.
I've done so much work on this album. You're shitting on all my work.
I'm being truthful.
Get
it's
out.
honest.
Get out.
Yeah.
Get out.
All right, whatever. And so, unfortunately for Sonia, she has to come face 50 Cent and all his crew.
Hey, Fiddy, what's with all these people in this?
Dog. I'm gonna have to go with someone else. I'm going back to Columbia Records.
What? No. You can't do that. You can't do that to me. Mm-hmm. You know how much I've worked on this album with you?
Yeah, not good enough, dog.
I've been trying to tell you this album is terrible, Fiddy. It's gonna fucking bomb, and you should be listening to me. And you're just gonna go to Columbia, and they're just gonna put out the record as it is, and it sucks, Fiddy.
I got faith in it. Dog, I'm out.
Was that Randy Jackson?
You got me. And so she quickly realizes that her boss is not happy with her. Hey,
Yes.
you get out of here. You're fired.
What? No, you can't.
You are 50 Cent, yo. 50 Cent. You know what you are to me? 0 cents.
Please, I can get this back. I can make it work.
No, you're gone. I want to see your ass out of this office.
Oh, shit.
And so she has to go back and find out who she really was and is.
Man, you know, Cassie, I really should have fired you. I feel bad about that. You're my best friend, and I was just in a really terrible place, and I hated it.
Hey, it's okay. Things happen. You know, I know you were going through stressful times, but now we can watch Dune 2 together again.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, before we do that, I'm starting up my own label.
Oh yeah.
Real indie stuff.
Okay.
Just gonna try and find artists that we love and promote them.
I love it. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Hug.
Hug. Smooch, smooch, smooch,
Smooch, smooch, smooch. I love you. You're my sister.
And quickly, we forgot one important scene when Carson and Sonia did not get along at the Fever Sparks game with Lana Del Rey next to him.
Oh, Lana, how's the new album coming along?
I'm having a hard time thinking about what I'm going to do with it.
That's your speaking voice, Lana Del Rey. Okay.
I smoked a few packs a day. I really hide it on the voice, you know.
Oh, you smoked a few packs a day on Awkwafina.
That auto-tune really helps.
Okay, all right. Well, sorry. I hope you have work. I came up with a great album, Carson.
Yeah. What do you want?
Are you really gonna break up with me in front of Caitlin Clark right now?
Yeah, we are. Sorry, Caitlin. My girl doesn't know what she's doing.
What are you talking about? This is a basketball game. Go home. Do this in private.
Who are you?
I'm international superstar Caitlin Clark. I am single-handedly revolutionizing basketball. She rolls Timothee Chalamet up into a ball and shoots him from 35 feet back, drains it. Not dissimilar to what happens to Michael Jordan in Space Jam.
And so they quickly, after all this stuff, they have some go back through the other scenes. They quickly realize that they do actually belong together.
Oh, Carson, thanks for meeting me here at the Goog.
Yeah, I love the Goog. I'm glad we finally came here after
the best
talking about it all the time.
LA.
I know.
Here
The
at the
Starbucks here, real bang up job at the Goog.
Oh, they got my iced white chocolate mocha just right here at the Goog.
So what are we doing here, bro?
I really want to apologize for how things ended. I was just in a terrible place. I thought I was doing the thing that I loved, but I was not. I was doing something completely different from what I thought I wanted to do, and I took that out on you, and I'm really sorry.
I appreciate it. Smooch, 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 smooch,
Smooch, smooch, smooch.
And so coming this summer, come to the greatest movie you'll ever see. Sushi for a music restaurant. Rated PG-13.
And that's our movie, folks. Will, thank you so much
thank
for
you.
coming on the podcast and giving us your idea.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You will get no royalties.
Oh, man.
Sucker.
This is how we get it. Free labor.
I didn't sign anything. Full disclosure.
That's true. Well, now that we're at the end of the podcast, I'm going to ask you again. Will you cast us in your next movie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yes, Sean! This is how we do it.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, we get first it's Will's movie, and then it's The Rock's next movie.
That's right.
That's our trajectory.
Can't wait to die in this horror movie. You got me.
As long as I get to cry over your dead body, like, sleep, Sean, you will see the ocean again, and I close your eyes. Will, please tell the listeners how they can continue to support you after listening to this podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have our website. It's juryoverpeers.com, and that will have links to our Facebook page and Instagram, and as well as our IMDb. So Facebook and the Instagram, the website, that's where we'll be posting, when we get into festivals, when our showing schedule is, and then once we start doing screenings and premiere and showings in the metro area, as well as all over the Midwest.
Cool.
Sweet.
Good luck with that. Also,
good
obviously, I feel like that
Yeah,
doesn't need to be said, but
Yeah.
absolutely. Like, I hope, I want the best for you and your film.
I do too. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to tank.
I was on the fence until you said something. I'm like, Dan really lifted me up there.
I want to be the wind beneath your wings, Will.
Yes.
Sean, your turn.
Subscribe to my Substack, and that's just my name. So Sean Dangler, just find that Substack, and I think that's basically it. Yeah, come to buy tickets for the What a Pitch show at XBK Annex.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep, solving economic problems one article at a time.
That's right.
Yeah, as Sean said, please, buy tickets to the What a Pitch live show, September 16th, 7 p.m. That is a Tuesday, just so y'all know. It's a school night. You can find it through the events section of our Facebook page, which, by the way, you can follow our Facebook and our YouTube channel at PODWAP. Also, wherever you listen to your podcast, please subscribe, rate, and review, because that really helps the algorithm. And guess what? We're actually trying now.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
65 episodes we didn't try, but now we're trying.
Yeah, now we're back.
So that's how you can support the podcast. Supporting me personally, my
Give
band.
him a hug when you see him.
Oh, actually, that is how you can support me. Oh, emotionally, yes. Give me a hug. And that's it. So thank you again, Will, for coming on the podcast. Really appreciate it.
Happy to be here.
Thank you, Sean, for
Thank
always co-hosting
you.
with me.
Hell
And
yeah,
thank you,
brother.
listeners, for listening to What a Pitch!